Guys, my team's picture. Alright.
Hello? Hello? Where's that old man at? Yo, did you see Raw? I don't know if you call it good, but let's just say it has something to do with the new faction Judgment Day. And I'm gonna just leave it like that. It makes no sense.
Shut up. Can't take you really.
If you can't beat him by
See what I mean, bro? Like, I told you, I didn't see it, but I just saw the description. I'm like, what the fuck?
Monday Night Raw. WWE Universe. You know what time it is. All rise for the Judgment Day.
Control is an illusion. An illusion that led AJ Styles, Liv Morgan, and Finn Balor into believing that they were going to succeed last night at Hell in a Cell. The Judgment Day was always destined for victory. We cannot be controlled, and our message is spreading like wildfire. Our destiny has no limitations.
Truth spoken by Rhea Ripley. Our destiny has no limitations. And speaking of limitations, Rhea, your destiny is to once again become the Raw Women's Champion. Rhea Ripley will be one step closer to omnipotence when she wins her fatal four-way match tonight and then goes on to defeat Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank.
Now the adult in the room speaks, so please be quiet. I've been doing this for 30 years, so you can close your mouths. Last night, the Judgment Day did exactly what we said we were going to do, and that is stand tall. We stood tall, but what I have to do before I go any further is
Yeah, I
publicly
am.
tell
The
the
nigga
Yeah, I
said the
did.
adult in the room
just
talking.
exactly how proud
Oh,
of
to
them
shut your.
I am.
Damn.
Andrew's a.
Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley still looks good. Like, I will be a fucking snake and still right in the pussy.
I mean, look at Rhea Ripley. Look at
Oh,
her.
she's.
She is a
It,
superstar wrecking machine.
I'm not
Look
gonna
at
lie, bro. I
Dean
love
Ambrose. Look at the
freaks.
way he stands there now.
Cause,
He
cause
stands
at the end of
taller.
the day,
His
you don't want
helmet
to
is
be
held
bothered with those
higher.
boring
He
ass
is
girls who don't
oozing
like to be touched and
confidence.
all that shit.
And the
And it's
reason
like, fuck out of
is,
here. Cause if that's the case, I'm gonna kick your ass
because
off my
they
bed and out my
listened.
house. I want a fucking freak who can give me all the energy.
But they weren't the
Like
only ones
Goku make a
listening. I
spirit bomb,
told you,
share
I
me your
told you
energy.
all that someone else was listening.
And we
Someone
can make a
else
spirit bomb
was
together.
hearing
The
our
only thing I just
message.
gotta do is get into those
And
shorts.
I was right. So tonight,
And I can be
without
like a
any
baby
further ado,
kangaroo.
right now, I will introduce to all of you the newest member of the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I like Rhea Ripley's makeup. I like it how she went golf.
I don't believe it. No, this can't be.
Oh yeah, I just want to say thank you, by the way.
Finn Balor
I beat your record.
Judgment Day? He could be coming out to continue.
You can check. It's the same record
This could very well be some sort of
that you beat mine earlier. It was the same one that I beat.
Judgment Day, but I completely understand if in fact Finn Balor is the newest member. The message has been spread. The results have been all the proof one should need that what AJ works. That the Judgment Day is the new force to be reckoned with on Monday Night Raw. Corey, I mean, we were there where Finn Balor just went to battle.
But wondering what this means to Edge, though.
24 hours ago. If you can't beat him by
What does this mean for Edge?
on us here at Monday Night Raw.
You know what? My guessing is they probably gonna make him a top face on Raw. To be honest, since Cody Rhodes is injured and he got to get surgery, who knows when that nigga's coming back? So now they probably making Edge the top face of Raw now.
And most likely Edge is the biggest nigga right now.
Yeah, because even though they made AJ Styles face, but they're not really doing a whole much with him, which they should be. I'm sure it's about Rhea Ripley. Oh my God, it's like mouth watering.
Because you, my friend, are a game changer.
I didn't need to turn around. I can give a good old spanking.
Ever step foot in this ring? I've told you that. You know I feel that way. So please tell me. Please enlighten everyone here. How exactly did all of this come to pass?
Well, first of all, Edge, thank you very much for the kind words. The look that you saw in my eyes last night was one of clarity. Clarity that joining the Judgment Day wasn't a choice, it was a calling. And it's a calling that I refuse to fight any longer because I'm tired.
Yeah, dude, WWE, bro, like, it ain't going anywhere, dude. Like, this shit is lame.
Finally,
I really felt like put that nigga through an announcer table. Oh, they about to trip concerts on that nigga.
Last night, I saw you fight with more conviction and focus than ever before. And Rhea,
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Last night's pay-per-view, bro, like, that shit was garbage. You wanna know what's funny? Like, I think it's funny every time when we say some bad things about WWE, this nigga Gypsy tried to compare it with AEW. Like, was AEW any better? I'm not saying AEW is better than WWE. I just feel like AEW, when you watch it and start getting into it, it makes you want to believe into wrestling again. Because none of them was doing all this shit like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And soon as AEW came, now everyone wants to start doing what they're doing. And that's what people is not talking about. Like, every other wrestling company, they started cussing and shit though, but it's like, so when AEW came, now everyone wants to compete against one another for those ratings and shit. Like, using chair shots against women and shit, fucking busting niggas open and shit. They tried to compete with them last night. Every match, bust them niggas wide open and shit. And I felt like the pay-per-view could have been better, to be honest. But that's just my opinion, though.
We are ready to shed the last bit of limitations holding us back. Which is you.
They just turned Edge.
Unbelievable!
What
the hell is going
I told you. Watching, I didn't tell you, no
right now? What is happening right now? We're watching the ultimate betrayal. The patriarch of the Judgment Day being sacrificed before our very eyes. This is a man who created the Judgment Day, who recruited Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. The man who set Priest and Ripley free. And the newest member of the Judgment Day
set the Judgment Day against their former leader. They referred to Edge as the last remaining limitation in their careers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck was the point of that? They had this build up all for nothing.
Edge is gonna fight till he can't fight anymore, but this is 2-on-1. What? I cannot believe what we're seeing right now. I'm with you, Corey. I'm in absolute disbelief. Oh, no, look out, guys. Get the hell out of the way.
Priest has Edge with the assistance of Finn Balor. His former Saints of Fate looking down on him. The Hall of Famer absolutely helpless.
Edge is...
I don't want to.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, and why Edge?
A man with no one to watch his back. The family that Edge thought he had built is just disintegrated before our very eyes.
Bro, these are a bunch of bombs.
We got 2 chairs.
Oh my God. This is just all hard to digest, guys. Edge is helpless. The Judgment Day have made their point.
Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and they are tired of being told what to do.
Apparently these three are tired of being told by Edge what to do. Oh, going for the Glasgow smile. Oh. Edge being absolutely tortured in the ring now.
And why?
We heard why, as confusing as it is, Corey, that these three again apparently being...
We heard why. It's been a matter of weeks. Why turn your back on a Hall of Famer who's opened doors? Last night at Hell in a Cell, the Judgment Day were dominant. Why the hell do this to Edge?
A parade from the back. A parade of officials out here trying to stop
and
this.
Rhea Ripley holding everybody off with a steel chair. No.
Priest.
So what game you want to get on? Old man.
Yeah.
Where'd the old man go? Your mic is breaking in and breaking out.
Fine or not, that gets in your strings. And that was real. And Cody said that the night after WrestleMania,
If you can't beat him, Byron, join him. Green Bay!
Bobby Lashley still celebrating his extraordinary victory last night at Hell in a Cell.
What's up, Green Bay?
It's never had to end like this between MVP and I.
The fuck?
I mean, after years and years of grinding, I consider P my family. But that's what
Authority allowed you to come out here and steal my spotlight?
But this is my time. I deserve to be out here, not you. But you know why you're out here?
This is how they write Cody off.
Bobby, you're only out here because someone helped you win your match. I'm out here because I won my match all by myself. So with all due respect, Bobby, how about you just get out of my ring? Hey, actually, let's take a selfie first.
Wait, I do mind because this is not your ring. This is my ring. And on second thought, why don't we just settle this like gentlemen and let's fight about it?
Hey. Oh, you want to have a match? All right, we'll have a match, but first, check out my bicep. Look at that. That's all day.
Let me just show you their bicep.
A little bigger.
Well, on second thought, since you come out here and Mr. Little Selfie Boy, and you're so confident that you can beat me, why don't you put that United States Championship on the line, kid?
Is that what you guys want?
Here.
You don't deserve a title match, Bobby. Sure, you've beaten
For real.
Brock Lesnar. Sure, you've beaten Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, to name a few.
I don't think nobody can be the
But
next
you
John
haven't
Cena.
beaten me.
He'll be the next Austin Fury,
Mr.
but not the next John
McMahon's
Cena.
protege, the youngest United States champion in WWE history.
Nah.
Theory.
I can see it happening, but nah.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
I remember.
Take a walk, kid.
The Almighty not taking kindly to the disrespect of the...
Hello and welcome to the Wrestle Talk News. I'm Ollie Davis.
And I'm also here.
The 9th. Okay. Panel looking like Disney minus. Okay. Scott Aragon, $20. What I realized from last week's call-in show was that there are so many guys with the victim mindset when in reality just a sorry excuse for their failures. A real man makes no excuses and finds ways to make things work. Yes, I've always said it. If you're born in the United States, bro, and you're an able-bodied man and you don't have money, you're a fucking loser. First BBC, $20. Pretty light-skinned shorty with the curly hair. Yes, you green shirt. Cancel your plans and cut off any boyfriend or sneaky link you used to have because tonight you are ours. Fresh, don't mess this up, homie. I want her tonight. So that's Fresh's dick talking to you. Do you have anything you want to say back to him?
Just stop at the boyfriend. Ain't no boyfriends.
You dumbass idiots.
Okay, so she ready.
It's always in my fucking way.
Green light, green shirt, I guess.
You really want you, bitch. Oh, that was Benjamin. You need to throw a little more than that,
that's Fresh's...
Nigga, stop drifting.
Official rating, Broken Clock Radio, Rotten Banana, Sad Homeless Man, 0% Rotten Tomatoes, Missed Flight. Okay, thanks. Christina's assholder, all right? No matter where she goes, I'll always have the best seat in the house. Thanks, bro. Please keep them off the balcony. And that's $2 from
Oh, fuck's sakes, man. These damn cops.
Yeah, well, shout out to Justin. I'll just say that. Okay, Bradley.
No.
If we want to keep going with the monotony, we're going to keep going with the monotony. Absolutely. $5, Justin D. Oh, snap. We got a Joey Crack, a.k.a. Fat Joe in the building.
Why is niggas just coming after me? Like I'm the only fucking racer.
He's talking to you. Yeah, he's calling you Fat Joe.
Lean back. This pussy fat baby, come clean your mouth.
Austin Fury being the next John Cena.
Anza Viet Bo 1. Myron, can you tell the ladies to call their male friends and bait them if they want to smash? It's funny exposing their so-called guy friends. If we have time. Blasting self-control all around town. It's our anthem. Okay, you guys
Oh, we
keeping
got
the 80s.
$100 tip.
And then guys, from this point forward, we're gonna go 20 and up, right, Chris?
Oh, fuck's
Start a little bit
sakes,
behind, but it's
dude.
technical difficulty. So, and then let's see here. Michael B. Jordan's situation is the main reason why men should vet women for at least a year before taking them seriously. Real quick, I want to go around the table. Did you guys hear about the situation with Jordan, Michael B. Jordan?
Lori Harvey, your ear just come off.
I don't know the personally, so don't throw it though, please.
Okay, so long story short, he was in a relationship with Lori B. Harvey, aka Steve Harvey's daughter. She decided he wanted to take things serious, like move things forward in a serious like. And she said, "No, I want to continue my modeling career." Blah blah blah. What are your thoughts on that? We could start with you and then work our way back around this way. Was she smart or was she
stupid? She said what? Michael B. Jordan. She wanted to.
So basically,
her
she wanted to be
modeling
single and do her thing, and he
She
wants
doesn't want to get married, and he wants to be committed.
Yeah.
And she's 25.
And it's Michael B. Jordan of all people.
If
Oh!
he has to respect her decision for now. Wait.
You think he should wait?
If he really loves her, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's one opinion.
Would you pass up on Michael B. Jordan?
I would.
Shit.
I don't know him.
Not the cat. Where's the cat,
Y'all
man?
didn't see
Where's
the
the cat?
Yeah, they're
Oh my
right here.
God.
Bro.
Y'all think he find everybody though?
You ain't see the
I'm not
notes?
saying no. I'm just saying like you're already there.
Huh?
You're in there.
I mean, if I was in love with him, then no, I'm not gonna pass up on him. I'm gonna try to meet halfway. I'm gonna compromise. That's somebody I love.
Okay.
All right.
You're in blue, so you're camping already. So
All
that's
right.
fine.
What about you? What are your thoughts on
He
that?
put on a hat.
What are your? I'm just self-conscious about my hair. What would you have done, or do you think that was a smart decision?
So
Actually,
she told him to wait, or she
no,
just...
she just said like he basically broke up with her because she didn't want to take shit serious.
I feel like she's like focusing on her career, which is great.
I'm
I feel
on.
like if they already talked about like their relationship and they had
What's up, cool?
What's up? I'm on.
that's kind of fucked up, but she's focusing on herself, so I'm not mad at her.
Okay, so you think she made the right decision?
I'm not saying that because I don't know their relationship, but I think her focusing
Hello?
on herself.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Make the right decision for
You just gotta
At this
call
time.
off fire again like you did last time.
At this time. What about you? What are your
Don't
what are your thoughts
crash.
on it? And then do you agree?
Well, no, it's something
Man, that
else.
hoe trying to find something else. She for the
Nigga,
streets.
Okay.
Okay.
She don't want to
Yeah,
throw that
that- there
boy.
you
She
go.
gotta go find something a little better. He might not be packing.
He ain't.
You know.
Y'all ain't see
I'm
the
saying
news?
that nigga little long.
He got exposed. He was on the beach walking.
Wow, that little ass thing. Don't nobody want no little ass shit, bitch. We want to fit that shit on our walls, ho. We gotta break that shit down.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm a felon.
What about you?
Going to
What are
level
what are your
6.
thoughts on it? And do you agree?
I
At least I
mean,
got a new car.
likewise. I just think if you
I
don't really
just
want to fuck with
got
someone, you don't really
Jordan
want to fuck
Poole
with
on the
someone.
Knicks.
So
Ain't no chemistry.
could
Oh,
just
for
leave out
real.
all the extra nonsense.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be publicized.
I'm not a Knicks fan, but I just be playing.
Okay.
I'm doing like
What about
my
you?
GM.
My thoughts
That little
is
My
I love how
NBA
she
thing,
focused on
yeah,
her
I
career.
did
She
that
wants to make
multiple
it, you know.
times on the
But
PS5
I'm looking at
version
it as like
with the
if you're not
Chicago
dating or
Bulls
married,
and the
just
Pistons and the fucking Orlando
date.
Magic.
yeah, just don't date.
Yeah,
Can I say
Have a
something?
good time.
Can I say
Yeah,
something
I
real
got
quick?
some
Yeah.
of the
Y'all
original
notice that girl don't
players,
stay in a relationship no more than a
Barrett,
year.
Reddish,
That's very true.
Mitchell Robinson,
That girl do not
Julius
stay, but
Randle.
it's like she
pattern.
racked up
Marcus
her little
Smart.
gifts.
Don't settle.
She's been
she
taught
gotta
well.
pack up
Nice,
and
dude,
bake it.
nice.
All right.
I
What are
got
your
a
thoughts on
trade.
it? Do
I got a
you
trade
do you think she?
Evan
Well,
Fournier.
what do you
He's
think
not
on it? And
doing
then
much
do you
for
agree with
us.
what she did?
I feel like the
You
woman
can
makes
get in
you
the back
happy.
for a
She
good
kept it
quality
100 with
shooting
him. She didn't
guard.
waste his time. Like
I
if
have
she's not ready for
I have
that, at
Kendrick
the end of the
Nunn.
day, this girl has money. She like has a dad that has a lot of money.
Mhm.
She
You hear
doesn't
me?
have to settle. And if she wants
Yeah,
to live the
yeah.
rest of her
Who else
life,
you got?
Answer the
and
I
microphone.
got Kendrick
if she
Nunn
wants to explore more
from the
things, she
Lakers.
kept it 100 with him.
Nice.
Like, you know, like
I
she
got
didn't waste that
Draymond
much
Green,
time. If he's willing to wait for her, wait for her.
Obi
But if you want to
Toppin.
go discover more
He
things,
already
then go
been on
do
the team
that.
though.
But you feel me? Like special
I
people,
got
it's not
Otto
going to be easy
Porter
for us
and
to find
Kevon Looney.
people that match with us. So
And no,
if
I'm
she
not a
wants to play the
Warriors
field,
fan.
bitch,
That
do
they
your shit. The
just
fuck?
make my team
You'll
Okay.
never
better.
lose when it comes to investing in yourself.
Okay.
Period.
No, that's facts.
I
You
just
hear
feel
me?
like
Word.
if
Yeah, that's nice,
someone loves
dude.
you, they wouldn't give you an ultimatum.
Yeah.
So I don't think she was
So
trying to find other
I'm
things.
still learning
I
how
just
to
think that
shoot
she was
in this
okay
game
with
because it's kind
where
of
things
weird.
was, and he was trying to push it a little further.
Mm-hmm.
And if he loved you, he
The
wouldn't give you
shooting
an ultimatum.
animations are
He would
not
let
like
you
the
be
same
yourself
back
and
in
let
the
you be
day.
free. So
That's why I changed
she
something.
ain't coming
Okay.
back.
They're gonna wait and fight for her too.
My opinion, honestly,
Yeah,
is
I
I
feel
feel
that.
like
Yeah, I
March.
feel that.
at least she was
Cause
real
like
with
now
him.
you got,
You get
I
what I'm
don't know if you
saying?
gotta
Like,
like get
at least
in
she
that
didn't waste his
box
time.
to
Like,
make
this
a
is not what
regular
I
shot,
want to
but half
do,
your
and this
shots
is
still
not what
miss
I want to do. But at the
when
same
you hit
time,
it in
like
the box.
from them being famous, like the embarrassment, how you done broadcast y'all
Then-
relationship. You know, everybody from the outside looking in, so it's like you just
Oh, no, I
wasting
was just
time.
about to say,
Plus
like,
public
yeah, like,
embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? So
if you
maybe he
know
needs a
the
woman
players and you
because
build
she's
around the
still in her
players, what
girl
you win
era.
on
Like, you
team,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
like a
That young
championship
era.
team moving forward.
I just feel like he needs a woman.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know,
She not trying
I
to
feel
sell.
for him. You know.
All right.
Well,
What are your thoughts on that?
RJ Barrett.
I would just say, like, in my opinion, I think she
I
passed up on
do.
a good opportunity. However, at least she told him what it was, because a lot of girls will play the part and
Oh,
stay and do
that's
the thing on the
nice.
side and then keep, getting gets whatever, keep getting the lifestyle. But she told him straight up what it was, and I respect that, because she told him, hey, I don't want to be.
Well, she's
wiped out.
20, what? 25?
And she's really young too, so it's like, but also her track record is funny because what Future, who else?
Yeah.
What's his name? I know.
Can't even think.
She's a funny track record. So either way, like her past does probably dictate her future. So
I'm gonna try.
Okay, I'll just be honest. That was probably one of the dumbest decisions she's ever made. And the thing is that
That would be a nice fit.
she doesn't
Zach
understand is
Levine.
that
Yes.
as she gets older, her value is only
That
going to
dude
come
was a
down.
showstopper.
And her making more money is actually going to hurt her in the long run when it comes to finding a man, because as she makes more money, gains more status, becomes more and more famous, her ability to get a guy is going to go down with it, because when a girl makes a certain amount of money or rises up in clout level, she wants an equal. And unfortunately, all she's doing as she becomes more successful is narrowing her pool of candidates down. So Michael B. Jordan's probably going to be the best opportunity she's ever going to get at marriage when she's at her peak. And for women, unlike men, as men get older, your value typically goes up because you make more money, you get more status. A man can be older and get an attractive woman, but it doesn't work the other way around, because a man that's a multimillionaire will gladly date a girl that has no money. So the very men that she's going to be trying to get are going to be going for girls that are younger than her. By the time she's 30 years old and says, I'm ready to settle, why is a guy that's busted his ass at 30 years old or 35 years old want to date a girl that's 30 years old that makes same amount of money he does? He doesn't care about
and
that
you know
shit.
what's funny? Most guys are probably gonna want to smash and then dip, but he actually want to take her serious. That's huge, because Michael B. Jordan has the options too. So
But are you saying that people are not going to want her because she's going to be making more money than the men that she's going for?
It doesn't matter.
No. She's not going to want a lot of men because of the money that she's making.
Like
So-
she ain't gonna date a bum, basically. She won't date a bum.
Women don't date men below them typically. They date at least at their level, if not preferably above.
I don't think Michael B is gonna be dating a bum either, though. Let's be realistic. You think he'll date a bum? Like,
Michael B did go get himself a little Oprah Winfrey
He
or
may
something.
fuck a
No,
bum, but
dude,
he's not gonna
you
date a
said
bum.
your
Take her
girlfriend what?
serious? You think?
I mean, here's the thing: like celebrity guys marry and or date
Because you're
girls
on the
that don't
game.
have status all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Status is not the thing. A
Just being
bum,
a
though,
nerd.
you have nothing going for
Oh,
yourself.
okay, I
You don't
saw
have
that.
no money, no
You gotta talk about Mike.
income. No money, no income. Like somebody who's
No
not doing
goals.
nothing.
I mean, here's the
no
thing: she might.
goals.
No vision, none.
If he make, here's the thing: the more money a guy makes, the less he cares about how much money his girl makes. That's just how it is. Like, men are
That's
not the same as
different.
women. Like, for
I don't
y'all,
think
you
they
can't
should
date a
care.
bum,
But
but
I
for
feel
men,
like, I feel like
that,
with
man.
guys, it
I know
does
that
intrigue
shit
you guys
sucks.
when a girl's actually on her shit, when she's doing her shit, when she's
But why?
working,
Girls
she's making
not
her own
these
money.
days,
Does
man.
that not?
That's why we
like,
love them.
is
I
it-
mean, if
Most
you have your own
definitely.
money, that's great. That's fantastic. But it's not like gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with her
What's up,
because
Fire?
she.
But
Where's
that doesn't-
everybody? Everybody gone? Everybody left? Where's
I think he's talking about when you made the party earlier. The second time when you made the party.
I got the Wi-Fi code on my PlayStation now. What games I have? Question. So I have the PlayStation now, right? Isn't that Need for Speed shit on there? I have that too. They have Need for Speed Rivals up here on the PlayStation now.
What is happening, Magnesites? All my Resident Evil fans?
They said the world would end in
What you think about the new God of War game that been out? I got that game on my thing too.
Wait, the new Ragnarok or the one that came out
The
2018?
one that he fought Thor.
Oh, that 2018 one? Oh, bro, that's a good ass game.
Yo, his son be getting fucked up in that game.
I was about to say, is that a caterpillar on there?
That shit $40.
Got a mouse that can break glass like that?
Yo, did you know?
I look like Zendaya for a split second.
Did you know? What the fuck I was about to say? Maybe it isn't important.
You was about to say, "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You just make me blow my mind." Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
It's like Splatterhouse.
Say no gay shit.
This shit looks fire. Is that whatchamacallit? The dude that's all fast and shit. Resident Evil. Vader! Vader is
They
in
show me all the fucking
Netflix's Resident.
I said they're showing me all the Need for Speed shit.
To take
EA Speed and Seed bundle. What? I don't want to pay no goddamn backyard.
Not again, Blitz. You brought the seat. Oh, they taking your money.
It's all good, bro.
It's mine, though. You owe me. You borrowed it from me.
Bro, it's
okay.
not, I got my card, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What you hit now? Oh, no. He brought it back again.
No, I still got it. You see it?
Yeah, but it's mine. Okay, drop it all then.
Drop it off.
That's my money. Don't do it like that, Blitz. How you gonna bring it, Blitz?
Break it back.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
It's all good. Let me just get some more money.
But you owe me by $3,000.
Cool. Let me just get some more money.
All right.
I'm playing.
That's it.
No. I said, give me more money.
I'm playing 2K.
Give me more money, bro.
With the Knicks.
No. Hold up.
Yeah.
Yo, well, you gon' go ahead. I don't understand. Cause I don't been gambling. You like the boy.
It's all good, bro.
Yo,
Let's go.
I thought he wasn't Dre. He acting like. All right, go ahead. That's you. You want? Yo, you know how much that gonna be by sale, right?
It's nothing, bro.
Yo,
I got my card.
all right, you acting like you say you want.
It's nothing.
Okay.
Show him it's nothing, man. Show him it's nothing.
Okay. Yo, it's nothing. Yo, well. Yo, you know we can't do that. Yo, go get me.
You said, what about the Knicks?
Hey, hold up.
Please go get him some more.
It's 30-27.
What's your problem? Hey, man, you need to quit, dog.
I know all of it. All of it.
Yeah, you need.
Well, I'm up by 3.
All of it. All of it. Better way.
I just
All of it.
Jordan Poole just fouled this.
What's up? What's up?
Yo, Jordan Poole look like that dude from House Party.
Let's do it.
Yeah, dude, that nigga Jordan Poole, bro. Like, oh man, that nigga super power that ball.
Yo, once that dynasty split, crazy.
For real, dude.
I said, I got him on the Knicks. You heard me?
He said he got Jordan Poole on the Knicks because he's playing my NBA on 2K22.
My GM. I got
They
half. Yo, I swear I didn't know I had half the Warriors on the Knicks. I swear I have the regular players that's on the Knicks, like R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and all of that.
Get over here and play with your two.
Then I picked up Marcus Smart. You heard me?
Yes.
Finding life along the way.
You back in? Bro?
Let's go.
Y'all ever heard of Andy
No, I never heard of that.
He's a Christian rapper. You should go on your phone, look up "You Can't Stop Me."
Mr. Floyd, somebody he pulling up. Somebody he want to talk to me about
Whoever's
getting out the
listening.
streets. Yo, he always talking there.
You
Yo,
know,
so he finna come out, just play along.
I don't know what fire is
Yo,
different.
what's up,
It's called
Flizzoid?
Andy, man.
What's up with you, my boy? Yo, you got that, yo. You got
Alright,
somebody
I'm gonna look it up in a
always
minute.
Yo,
As I'm
you
making
used
some
to
real
be able,
quick.
now you want me out. Yo, you must want my position. Yeah, I got that action. You must want my position. Yeah! Yeah! Yep! Ricky Ross, the real one. Yeah. I don't need two plugs. Oh, yeah.
No, this ain't about no plugs,
I
man.
thought you were finished. You wanna, yeah.
I'm done. I ain't doing it no more.
What you want doing over here? You must
I
heard.
come to holler at you. Yeah, I done heard.
come to
I
holler
done
at
heard
me.
about you. You're all over the streets. Everybody talking about you in the streets.
Yeah. What's
That
up?
time, though.
You must be low key.
got-
You don't got them no more. Yo,
Nah,
man.
listen.
What's up?
You gotta get out of these streets. You too good to be in these streets.
Oh, hey, Mr. Freeway Ricky, the legendary Ricky Ross. I understand what you saying, but like it's different. Like I ain't trying to do it how you were doing it.
It ain't no different.
Yo, I'm here with it. Like I ain't trying to. You were too big.
Listen, they talking about you all over the streets.
Oh, what they
I
say?
heard about you already.
Yo, what you heard? What you with the ladies or what they talking?
They say your money.
It
don't got long.
It don't got long, y'all. True. You understand that?
I understand
You feel
that.
me, y'all? But I'm getting it. And you got to feel me. Like you was just too big. See, you was going out of there. See, I'm low key. Like I'm in the hood with it. I'm in the streets. Like you out there. You too out there. So I'm doing it like I got a vision. I'm gonna get out. You feel me?
When you gonna get out, Drip?
Hey, just in a minute. I'm doing this entertainment thing. The artist kind of tripping. I'm about to get on the track. You feel me?
But you gotta wait your turn. They gonna get you. They
Yo.
gonna recognize you in the entertainment.
What is-
If you can run the streets like you run the streets, you can run the
I'm gonna
entertainment.
be who
too.
I'm gonna be. Who broke Drip? You feel me? Who gonna sign me? I'll be have to sign anything. I ain't trying to come in like these broke rappers and they get my publishing. See, I'm gonna own my stuff. You
How much
feel
of your publishing you want?
I want it. Oh, you feel me?
This sounded really good on paper. Why would anybody do this?
How should you move around in virtual reality? That seems like a very simple question. I mean, in the real world, we obviously just walk or run or swim naturally. But even in the most advanced of VR simulations, we're stuck to using, for the most part, thumbsticks. And compared to what is possible, this sort of locomotion technique really doesn't make current VR all that different from traditional consoles, just with motion controllers and a screen strapped to your face. And even though only a year has passed since the original version, it feels like this is a device from 3 years in the future, significantly improving in function and solving many of the original issues I and many others had with the first one. Well, most of the problems, except the inevitable one. This thing is just big. Shipping and moving a catwalk is no small feat in effort or expense. Yes, it's a VR accessory, but weighing in at 125 pounds, and with a footprint of nearly 13 square feet, just learn from my mistakes and be wary of where you build it. Otherwise, you'll be building it, taking it apart, moving it, and building it again, something I've had to do quite a few times just to fit the catwalk through doorways. But positive thing here is that the catwalk C2 is pretty easy to build, only requiring a couple of tools in 30 to 45 minutes, and you're good to go. But now we can talk about the big improvements. Gone are the multiple sizes of the catwalk. Now, one size fits all as long as you're somewhere close to or within 5'3" and 6'5", using a system where you adjust the device's height according to your own, although the maximum weight capacity is still 288 pounds for the user. But the appearance and new height adjustment are only the beginning of why I'm pumped for this newer iteration. It seems like Cat kind of thought of everything. Simple things like hooks on the device for your controllers and headset, an optional sitting module for seated and standing experiences like No Man's Sky or riding a horse in Skyrim. There's now a dedicated physical calibrate button on the device that works instantly, so you don't have to dive through menus to readjust your orientation. Way better reach, so now you can actually squat down or lean over to grab things, which is more than welcomed. And now, haptic feedback is built into the base of the machine, so the entire Earth can shake underneath you, which I'll get back onto in just a moment because that was kinda huge. But I have to say, one of the biggest improvements to the original catwalk are the shoes. The last catwalk had a floppy set of IMU sensors to track your feet position and see if you're walking or moving your legs, and they technically did the job, but not perfectly, and if you moved your feet too fast, they'd fly off or get confused, and you were limited to only forward movement, no side to side or backward, which isn't very, I don't know, realistic, I guess. Imagine walking around in real life, but you can only walk forward. Kinda weird. However, for the C2, they used a completely different technology, and it's nothing new, but it's really smart. Instead of only relying on IMU data, the new shoes took the decades-old technology of an optical mouse sensor and just threw it on the bottom of the shoe. It works the exact same way that a mouse does, but for your feet on the ground. It can tell if you're moving forward, back, left, right. It's super simple, but I found it working significantly better. Plus, the new shoes are no longer terrible bowling shoes, now going for more of a budget pair of training shoes. Still not the best, but certainly an improvement. And the last boring technical bit, the Catwalk C and C2 are compatible with just about every Steam VR and Oculus game out there as long as the game has smooth locomotion built in. I even tried games that technically aren't released yet, and every single one of them works. Although, some games probably aren't really worth using the Catwalk for unless you just want to be worse at the game than everyone else, but you can if you want to. Also, any VR headset, Pimax, Index, Vive, Quest 2, and PC VR mode works with all of them. Even PlayStation VR with an adapter, which is awesome. And Cat VR says that they're working on a Quest 2 version to work without a PC at all. Although I'd kind of question if you have the money to buy a big VR treadmill, you could probably afford a PC as well, but you know, whatever. Let's just get on to the fun part. What's it like walking within VR with the C2? Well, when I first used a Catwalk C last year, it took me quite a few hours to get the hang of it, falling hysterically over and over again. But this time around, I'm a self-proclaimed catwalk expert. In the meantime, within the past few months, I ran a half marathon in Skyrim VR on the catwalk, something I definitely would not recommend. But this obviously made picking up the newer C2 significantly easier. However, I do still want to talk about the learning curve and whether this even feels realistic. And, well, walking on a slide mill in VR is not like walking normally on the Earth. If it's your first time ever on a slide mill, it's probably gonna feel terrible, actually. And it's not until walking for maybe hours that you can build up the muscle memory to get the real hang of it. And I think the problem here is that your movement isn't one-to-one exactly translated into game. If a game, for example, has a fixed movement speed, then, well, I could sprint as fast as I possibly can on the catwalk, but still be walking in game, which feels very wrong and completely breaks immersion. In general, things feel really clumsy when using a slide mill until you get really good at it, which just takes practice. Just like riding a bike or ice skating, it's something new to your body and you have to learn it. It's not like using a controller, and it's not as natural as walking, but it does translate the VR locomotion that you would get from using a thumbstick to your legs and body pretty darn well. And this is where the golden games come in. The titles that work perfectly on the catwalk and make using a device like this an experience that you actually can't get anywhere else. If I'm playing a single-player exploration game, let's say No Man's Sky or Skyrim VR, the catwalk turns my experience into something completely new. If there's a mountain way off in the distance and I want to go there, I'm gonna have to actually walk there, and that completely changes the psychology of playing a role-playing game. I mean, have you ever thought it weird that in role-playing games, we control our characters to run miles and miles and miles per day? I didn't really find that weird until I was actually having to physically do that. And that may sound like a massive hassle and like that's a lot of work. And you're right, it is. But if your overall goal of virtual reality is to immerse yourself into a completely different world, to feel like you're actually
Oh, fire. You always be my best friend, fire. I said you'll always be my best friend.
The price of also hear Gyu's cries for support, but the Wind Hashira is unconscious from his injuries and cannot lend a hand. When Gyu finally says, Tanjiro has become a demon, the look of horror on the faces of both Zenitsu and Inosuke could stop time. The Water Hashira keeps shouting, announcing that they have no choice but to try and burn him in the sun before he kills them all. As Tanjiro's body continues smoking from the daylight, he decides to flee with a strong push towards a dark shelter, which would stop the pain. But before he can reach it, Gyu tackles him, piercing him in the side with his sword to prevent him from reaching the shaded area. Wild and angry, Tanjiro grips Gyu by the hair with his clawed fingers, new wounds slicing across Gyu's face as he cries. But it's not the pain that hurts him the most. It's the fact that his friend has become this creature that he would have never wanted to be. A fanged and snarling Tanjiro suddenly stops burning as he looks down at Gyu. The singed flesh, no longer hurting him, begins to heal as he uses that instance to smash Gyu in the face with a closed fist. Taken by surprise and falling off balance, Gyu can't protect himself from the killing slice that is aiming for his head. In that moment, Inosuke arrives swinging his sword, screaming, "What are you doing?" Demonized Tanjiro jumps back at the attack, with Gyu trying to gather his bearings from the extra blood loss he has suffered. Inosuke places himself in front of Gyu, protecting him from any more damage, with Zenitsu shouting Tanjiro's name in the distance as well. At this, Tanjiro drops down like a wild animal, his claws on full display and ready to pounce on whomever he chooses next. His red eyes burn with hunger, while the Slayer mark covers most of his face. Zenitsu continues to call his name, softer each time and more upset at what his friend has turned into. Even though he is still dealing with the shock of the situation, Inosuke refuses to leave Gyu unprotected and spreads his arms when Tanjiro leaps at him like a vicious beast. They swing at each other, Inosuke using both swords to fend off Tanjiro's elongated nails, but he easily— "Just shut up already," shouts Inosuke, still crying. Contemplates the reason why she was left with one to use, and this must be the destined moment. Although Tanjiro is powerful, he is still a new demon and not able to control his powers well. Kanao uses that to her advantage, striking him with flower-breathing equinoctial vermilion eye. Gyu spots her running at full speed towards his siblings, and before Tanjiro can send her away, she strikes him with the attack, his fierce claws nearly stabbing her in the darkened eye. All he cuts instead are some strands of her hair as she leaps and launches herself over him, digging the medicine into his back. With his arm having slashed her chest as she went above him, she gently tells him to come back to us. Suddenly, a deep pang hits Tanjiro as his human self deep within thinks of Nezuko and what he is doing to her. Voices of encouragement. Seeing his true form finally, Tanjiro hears his younger sister's wishes for them to go back home now that the fight is over. But the Kanroji prop him up and help lead him upwards again, encouraging him to be free of this tug of war. Finally, smelling wisteria and freedom so close that he can nearly touch it, two arms reach through and take hold of him from above. Tanjiro grasps that hand firmly, realizing it's Nezuko. Muzan survival. With a final pull, Muzan can no longer reach him or get through to him, and Tanjiro feels as if surrounded by flower petals as he slowly opens his eyes. Once he can see, there are over a dozen people around him, including Nezuko at his side. The first clear how worried he was from the tears slipping through his mask. A moment later, Zenitsu vows to make Tanjiro pay for hurting his wife, which clearly catches Nezuko off guard. Gyu wobbles in place as relief overcomes his body, and his injuries catch up with him. A beautifully touching embrace is shared between these siblings as they begin to cry, but with happiness this time around. Nearby, Kanao is informed about the medicine having worked and turned Tanjiro back to normal. She watches Tanjiro with tears in her eyes as he smiles back, with Inosuke clinging to him like a child. And you know what? Yushiro could not hold back his tears either, so glad for Tanjiro's return, but also carrying a great sadness for Tamayo's loss as he cradles her pin. At last, it is over. For real this time. As always, I'm Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have been awesome. crying for his life to not be cut short. Admittedly, Muzan's life force remained strong for most of his life, allowing him the freedom to do as he wished. The only obstacle was his son, and people like Obiyashiki and those who worked under him persistently trying to cut Muzan down and send him to the flames of hell, rather than cremation. With little memory of his victims, Muzan believes flesh dies and that is the end. But their feelings, those pesky things stayed behind, lingered, and held on so tightly that they pulled Muzan down into ruin. And yet, because he learned from them, even shedding tears for the strength of their will, he wants to now do the same for himself with his dying breath. As his clawed fingers reach out for a fading Tanjiro, he intends to leave his wishes and hopes with him, knowing the young boy's body has not fully died just yet, unlike his own. Muzan roughly grabs Tanjiro by the throat, but not to kill, to sink his fingers deep within his flesh and fill him with his own powers and blood, passing on the abilities to become something stronger. With that and all of Tanjiro's strengths and techniques, he will surpass Muzan himself and become the king of the demons. And that because he not only can overcome the dangers of sunlight, but because he knows sun breathing. With that, we return to the devastated Gyu kneeling in front of Tanjiro and the Kakushi standing around them. One of the crying members rubs his
I'm just playing the game right now. What? How can you balance between the Oculus, the PS5, and the PC? Yeah, I feel that, man. Yeah, dude. I mean, PlayStation can be boring. I'm not gonna lie about that. I just don't have another. Yeah, I just don't have another game. I mean, we have an Xbox 360, but that's his though. But it's like I'm not really trying to play a 360 to be honest. Nah, I'm gonna play on 360. You still alive?
Your certificate changed my life. Being able to connect with employers. Platform was that support that I needed. I made a full career pivot to UX design. The next day, I went to deliver the Huxtables in the park. But then, what the? Aha! Now you know what it's like to come into the room and not believe what your eyes are because your daughter is
She do look good.
boo-hooing, shedding the tears. Who the hell are you? I am Dr. Clint Huxtable, and I am the father of the daughter shedding all the tears, son of the mother from Bed-Stuy, stood her up at the Tidley Imperial Public School homecoming dance. How did you get into my house? The cracker baby let me in. I'm not a crack baby. I'm really sorry. We just left your house, but what kind of parent would raise a boy that would make my future or your daughter cry with a... Now hold on. If you're such a good parent, how come your retarded daughter flunked out of private school and had to go to the public school? Point is, you said the right thing. I swear I will slap the sweet potato pop out of you. All I am saying is that my little girl had her feelings hurt. Yeah. I hadn't even asked my father if I could transfer permanently. I thought you were funny, cute, edgy, and cool. Yes. But now I hate you.
Fuck you, bitch.
It was one phone call. Now give me back my sweater. With pleasure. Thank you, Sporty. Let's go. Aren't you gonna say anything? I mean, could have called.
That shit's so funny. Golly, woo! I was reading something. Damn, that's crazy. You said who? You said who was getting on? Well, no, I'm just saying he can't get on today for something. Damn, that's crazy. That shit is sad. That shit is crazy. That's what I'm saying. For real, man. I feel that. Yo, your mic is breaking in and out.